Duke, Carolina, State, Carolina, Duke, Carolina, State, Duke, whatever order you say them in. They've taken very different approaches to the transfer portal. NC State, and this is actually built up by the last few years, they replace graduating or eligibility expiring players with transfer portal. And what it does is it like super speeds. It fast forwards the way college basketball used to have a team put together. You used to get a guy and you'd expect him to be there 3 or 4 years, right? Now, NC State is essentially doing that same thing, but with 1 or 2 years of eligibility. They're grabbing guys with 2 years left and essentially cutting their expectation on campus in half, but then when their eligibility expires, they go right back to it. So it's hyper speed, right? You can develop a team, but you got to do it fast. You can build chemistry, but you got to do it fast. You can have guys returning who can set the culture for the new guys, but they got to do it fast. They got to do it in 6 months rather than 2 years. They got to show them the way in one training camp rather than an off-season, a training camp, a season, and the next training camp. So they're out in the portal. We're going to go out and in for each of them. Their out is Cam Woods and LJ Thomas. That's who's leaving in the portal. I didn't expect either of them to be massive contributors next year.
Ernest Ross also going as well.
Ernest Ross also gone. Again, didn't expect him to be a massive contributor in the transfer portal. The ones that you're really missing are the graduates, right? You're talking about the DJs, DJ Burns, DJ Horn, Casey Morcell, right? Those guys on the way out need to be replaced. They brought in Dontrez Styles, started his career at UNC, Kinston native, spent last year averaging 12.8 points per game at Georgetown, Big East. They brought in Brandon Huntley Hatfield and Mike James, both from Louisville. So they've gone to the bottom of the ACC and said, we can use your team for parts. Like the whole part of it might not be great. Car doesn't drive well, but we're going to take the carburetor and the belt.
It's no different than teams at a trade deadline, like selling off good players, trading off their assets.
So I say that to say, here's how it goes. This is what NC State is going to do for the foreseeable future. Because guess what's going to happen? Next year, the O'Connells, there's other players who will see their eligibility expire, and you're going to have to keep doing this to keep the hamster wheel going. UNC, you ready for this? This is UNC's main contributor in and out on the portal. Seth Trimble out, Seth Trimble back in.
Yep.
That's it. Now, they do have some scholarships available, and here's my pitch for transfers out there, particularly post-transfers. Who wouldn't want to play with R.J. Davis? You're going to get one-on-one in the post because they got to chase him around? Mm-hmm. Who wouldn't? All those shots going up, someone's got to rebound him. Who wouldn't want to play with R.J. Davis? It's interesting by UNC. They're being very selective. They haven't brought anybody in other than somebody that was already in. So I do believe they'll use the portal, but I do believe they're looking for something. They didn't go in with a long shopping list, right? It's the grocery store thing. They didn't just go in and S-curve up and down every aisle with their head on a swivel going, what do I need? Do I need that? No, they walked in with they're reading the little signs above the grocery store looking for post player, lots of rebounding, defense, can score if we need to. Like, what aisle is that? And they're looking for something very specific.
I know Aquanco went into the portal as well. I think he transferred in, if I remember correctly, from West Virginia last year. Didn't play a ton. He's in the portal. So, again, it's like it's pretty negligible there.
And then there's Duke. Duke, they're the remember that show with Ty Pennington? Where they used to show up, knock your whole – they called it Extreme Home Makeover.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Which started with, they'd paint your walls and give you new countertops, and by the end they were like, it's wild and crazy. We knocked down your whole house and built a water park. And it's like, that's not a home makeover. You just built a new house for me. What is going on here? Duke is that version. They're like, it's crazy. You had a team that made the Elite Eight last year. You went on vacation. You came back. It's a water park. It's we turned your kid's bedroom into a tiger cage with 2 Siberian tigers. It's like, what is going on here? They said they like the zoo, so we got a zoo in the backyard. Jeremy Roach, transfer portal, Baylor. Mark Mitchell, transfer portal. TJ Power, transfer portal. Sean Stewart, transfer portal. And others, I don't have time to list them all. 10 names outgoing, either turning pro, eligibility expiring, or portal. In, they brought Malik Brown from Syracuse, Mason Gillis from Purdue, and that's the portal. And 6 freshmen that are the number 1 recruiting class in the country.
Yes, and a lot of stud.
And Cooper Flagg to build around. Duke is all in. This is the adjustment for Duke. It looks like they're all in on 1 year, kind of year-to-year roster management. They are going to win, and maybe it's a Cooper Flagg thing. Maybe it's what they do from now on. It's you get your centerpiece, meaning Cooper Flagg, number 1 recruit in the country, expected number 1 overall pick, all of that, and you shuffle out everybody that doesn't fit around him, and you shuffle in everybody that you think does fit around him. And Cooper Flagg's going to turn pro next year, and I'd be very surprised if he doesn't. And there might be 4 other freshmen that transfer out or turn pro, and there might be 1 coming back, and that player will likely fit around whoever is the main course, the centerpiece of next year's team. They are going to build their team on a year-to-year, not even what State's doing with like a little bit of overlap, where it's like, all right, the juniors last year get to be seniors this year for the new juniors. Not much of that. They're like, no, we have Cooper Flagg. If you fit with Cooper Flagg, we'd like you back. If you don't, you're always part of the brotherhood unless you go to a few specific teams in the transfer portal. See ya. Which, by the way, I guess TJ Power he's kind of the apple of Kentucky's eye right now.
Oh, I no doubt that, former 5-star recruit.
Former top 20 recruit in the country.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be going after him for sure.
And Kentucky, with Calipari leaving, needs a lot.